my channel. I'm Rachel, the owner and creator here at the Eclectic Cottage in Spokane, Washington. Today's Friday, and for today's video I have something a little bit different for you guys. I've had a little bit of a rough week. I haven't felt really creative this week, and so I concentrated my efforts on finally getting a little project dresser that I bought not too terribly long ago, kind of cleaned up and ready for hopefully eventually making it pretty again. This dresser, my husband, I swear the man thinks that I was insane for wanting to buy it in the first place. We found it at an estate sale up the mountain from us, very dirty, very dilapidated, very broken. But I knew the second I saw her that I needed to help her and fix her. So I talked him into bringing our truck back and picking it up, which he did. And he took it home, put it in our garage, and then we just recently brought her into the shop so I could get started on it. So as much as I wasn't really feeling creatively inspired this week, I did have the initiative, I guess, to go ahead and get started on this project and at the very least get her cleaned up and ready for the next step. She's going to need some more repair than what I could manage to get done, but I wanted to bring you guys along on her journey. It's going to be an interesting one, but I really am hoping that at the end of this process, she's going to be a lovely dresser with a beautiful future still in front of her instead of a piece of junk that's going off to the landfill. So without further ado, here is the start of the Dilapidated Dresser. The story of this little dresser begins here in this ugly old lean-to that was attached to a garage out in the woods with a dirt floor, and she had been sitting there for God knows how long. Her leg was really broken, ended up falling off when my husband unloaded her at home, and so we brought her into the shop all dirty and gross, and first things first, it was getting that leg put back on. So we slathered some glue on the brake, put a couple brad nails in, and left it sit overnight. Next morning, she was finally back up on all four of her legs. You can kind of see the crack there. I'm definitely going to need to do a little Bondo repair to that. But this is the state that she was in when I brought her in. She still had little pieces of veneer attached in places, and gosh, it was so dirty. So I started by taking out the drawers one at a time and vacuuming all of the yuck out of them. As you can imagine, there were mouse turds and actually a couple mouse nests. You can see the one there in the corner. So it was pretty nasty, did not smell good. I definitely washed my hands really well when I was done with this process to make sure I didn't pick up any random diseases or anything, but I just vacuumed every inch of this whole dresser. One of the things that I did discover while doing this process was that both bottoms of the big drawers were pretty severely damaged. I don't know if it was water damage or just age, but at some point before I can actually paint this baby, she is going to need to have both of those drawer bottoms replaced. So that will probably be on a future video. I'm just trying to get through the cleaning process today and show you how I removed the veneer. So that's as far as we're going to get with this video today. Anyway, I took that bottom drawer out. As you can see, it still had some yucky stuff in it. Luckily for me, there were two really nice spindles in that drawer, so I'm putting those aside and keeping them. Hopefully, I will be able to use them on a future project. But these things, see, there's one of the spindles, but the bottom paper that was in there was just nasty. And again, there was another mouse nest in here. So just vacuumed the heck out of it and got rid of all the cobwebs and the bigger clumps of stuff. Then it was on to actually cleaning. So I doused my rag with bleach and water and began giving this thing a really thorough scrub down. I went over every inch of this piece with this bleach water. I wanted to make sure and kill any diseases or bacteria or whatever mold that might inadvertently be in some nook or cranny of this piece. And I just want to make sure that when it goes out to its new home, that there is no chance that this is going to take any kind of yucky stuff with it. So just making sure to get this really, really clean. I can tell you my hands today, even though I've washed my hair and showered and cleaned my hands several times, they still smell a little bit like bleach. So I cleaned the front, the back, the inside, the sides, everything, and almost forgot the two little drawers. Had to grab them from the kitchen and bring them out and give them a bath too. Set them underneath the piece, and then it was time to move on to removing the veneer. First step was removing the handles, and then it was time to start removing that old veneer. So the goal here is to try to reactivate the glue with heat. And so I've got this old iron on its highest setting and a wet rag. And so I just lay the wet rag down over the pieces of veneer I need to remove, and then place that iron over top, pressing it down on top of the veneer. And then as that glue kind of liquefies underneath the veneer, it will eventually let the pieces go. So this is a time-consuming process just because sometimes it does take a while for that steam and that heat to actually reactivate the glue. And it's just one of those processes where you just want to take your time. And I sat and had some coffee and just kept reapplying the rag and then re-steaming an area and then scraping off what I could and then doing that over and over again. So this drawer actually went pretty darn quickly. The other drawers were pretty easy as well until I got to the final small drawer because it really had not had much of the veneer taken off of it before. So it was fully covered still with the veneer. So it did take a little bit more time. You can see here just one little piece at a time, working my way across the entire dresser drawer until I have all of that veneer removed. This is the drawer that took just a little bit more time because all of its veneer was still attached. So I just worked in sections, and again, slowly but surely, using the steam and the heat of the iron, was able to finally remove all of that veneer. As much as I would love to move straight into painting this piece, she still needs some repair. I need to replace the bottoms of the bottom two drawers. I still want to Bondo that back leg a little and smooth it out. I want to take the top off of it and remove the veneer that it sits on because it's warped, glue the boards back together, and then reinstall it, sand everything nice and smooth, and that little drawer needs a little help because it doesn't like to go in all the way. I feel like she's already come so far, and I can't wait to move on to the next steps. So what did you guys think of my dilapidated dresser project? I hope you guys don't think I'm crazy like my husband does. I honestly cannot wait to get to the point where all the repairs are done and I can actually start making the little dresser pretty again. I have a color in mind and I can't wait to get her painted. So if you guys did enjoy the video, I hope you did. Please remember to give it a thumbs up. I so appreciate that. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you think about subscribing to my channel, and that way you can follow along with all the craziness that happens here in my cottage. And let me know in the comments below what you think of my dresser project. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think that there's a color that is standing out to you that you think she should be? Let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, Tuesday's coming, and I honestly don't know what that video is even going to look like at this point, but I have a couple ideas. My husband and I are actually headed out of town tomorrow night We're going to be celebrating our 21st wedding anniversary over on Whidbey Island on the west side of Washington. I already have mapped out a whole bunch of thrift stores over there, so I can guarantee you at some point you'll be seeing a thrift haul of all our goodies that we get. We're also going to be getting some plants while we're there, so you'll probably see those too. And I have some product here that I've had sitting in a box for probably 2 weeks now that I need to unbox, and so that might be part of Tuesday's video as well. I really don't know. So I hope you'll join me any way you cut it on Tuesday. I'm sure it'll be fun. And until then, I hope you have a great weekend, and thank you so much for being here. Bye.